Hello and welcome or welcome back to the Import Export Hub channel, everybody. Bogdan here, your biased host for the next 10 minutes or so. Thanks for joining me, by the way. I hope everybody is doing great. And without begging you to hit those small vanity buttons below this video, allow me to present you 5 products that are worth exporting towards Peru. And guys, I will begin with heading 2202. So we are talking about waters, including mineral and aerated waters, where we see that in 2023, Peru's overall imports amounted to almost $46 million, some 15.5% higher than in 2022, with the United States, Switzerland, and Mexico as main partners, followed in this top 10 list by others like, the Netherlands and the United Kingdom. And it ends here with China, from whom Peru managed to import some $282,000 worth of products. Now, in what concerns the compound annual growth rate for the last 5 years at least, we have an impressive, if you ask me, double-digit growth overall, 14.4% to be precise, with almost all the top 10 partners having positive figures, except for China, who is on the negative territory with almost 19%. Now, drilling down on a year-on-year basis, we see again a positive change overall, some 16% in relative terms, or almost $6.2 million in absolute ones, with Mexico and the United States registering the largest absolute positive changes in the vicinity of some $4 million each. While on the other side of the spectrum, if you want, we have the Netherlands and the United Kingdom, who had the largest absolute negative changes. And basically, we have some $1.4 million for the former and $1.1 million for the latter. As for the main drivers, well, it seems that non-alcoholic beverages, so subheading 220299, drove most of Peru's imports from Switzerland, while subheading 220210 drove most of the imports from Mexico. Moving now, guys, to my second recommendation for you, we have here heading 8429. So self-propelled bulldozers, graders, levelers, and the like. And we see that for 2023, Peru's imports from this particular heading amounted to some $763 million, which is some 28% increase relative to 2022. And we have here Brazil, China, and the United States as main partners, followed by others like, Japan or Sweden. And the top 10 list ends here with Belgium, from whom Peru managed to import some $6.7 million worth of products. For the compound annual growth rate, we see that overall we have a positive 8% almost, with Brazil and China registering impressive figures, while the United States and Germany, on the other hand, are in the negative territory, some 7.5% for the former and 16% for the latter. And guys, if the compound annual growth rate for these two particular countries is negative, on a year-on-year basis, only Germany managed to register a negative change, while the United States managed some $12 million expansion, but well below Peru's traditional partners like Brazil or China, who are more or less in a league of their own. As for the main drivers, well, we have self-propelled shovels, excavators with 360-degree revolving superstructure, so subheading 842952, driving most of the imports from China, while from Thailand, the country who registered the largest absolute negative change on a year-on-year basis, at least from this top 10 list, we have self-propelled front-end shovel loaders. So we are talking about subheading, 842951. Moving now, guys, to my third recommendation. We have here heading 4011. So we are talking about new pneumatic tires, and basically we see that in 2023 Peru's overall imports from this heading amounted to $572 million, quite impressive, which is almost 13% less than in 2022, with China, Japan, and the United States as main partners, followed in this top 10 list by others like, I don't know, India or Spain, and it ends here with Vietnam, from whom Peru managed to import some $3.2 million worth of products. Now, looking at the dynamics here, we see that the overall compound annual growth rate is positive, some 4%, while on a year-on-year basis we have a negative 13% in relative terms, or some $83 million in absolute ones, with almost all the top 10 partners in the negative territory, except for Taiwan and Japan, who managed to keep their heads, so to say, in the positive territory. As for the main drivers, well, it seems that from India we have tires used for buses and trucks, while from Spain we have tires used on construction, mining, or industrial handling vehicles. So subheading 401180. Jumping now, guys, to my fourth recommendation for you. We have here heading 8474. So we are talking about machinery for sorting, screening, separating, or washing. And here we see that in 2023 Peru's overall imports amounted to $313 million, which is 11% more than in 2022, with China, Chile, and also Brazil as main partners, followed in this top 10 list by others like, I don't know, Germany or Canada, and it ends here with Finland, from whom Peru managed to import $7.6 million, which is some $900,000 more than in 2022. Now, relative to the compound annual growth rate, we see a positive 1.4%, with China, Chile, and Brazil also in the positive territory, while Germany, the United States, Canada, and also Finland are all in the negative one. But what is interesting here, at least for me, is India's trend, who managed to increase its exports towards Peru some fivefold in just 5 years. So in this 2019-2023 time frame, and my educated guess is telling me that it will soon surpass Germany, and why not even Brazil. As for the year-on-year changes, well, we have almost $32 million absolute positive change overall, with China registering the largest change. It was followed by Chile, Germany, and India also, while on the contraction side we have just 2 countries who had negative changes. So Brazil with some $600,000, and the other one is the United States, who had the bigger contraction, some $6.5 million. As for the main drivers, well, it seems that for both Chile and Germany we have the same subheading, so 847490, and we are talking about parts of machinery for working mineral substances of heading 8474. Moving now, guys, to my fifth and last recommendation for you. Bear with me a little bit more. We have here heading 9503, tricycles, scooters, pedal cars, and similar wheeled toys, from which Peru managed to import some $188.5 million worth of products, mostly from China, as we can see here, some 90%. Then we have Vietnam on the second place, and Mexico finishes the podium, let's say, with some 2.6% share in Peru's overall imports from this heading. And the top 10 list goes on with countries like, I don't know, Indonesia or Thailand, both big exporters of bicycles. And it ends with Spain, from whom Peru managed to import some $334,000 worth of products. I won't cover the compound annual growth rate here. Instead, I will jump directly on the year-on-year changes, where we have almost $17 million contraction, much of it attributed to China, some $11.5 million. While on the positive side, guys, we have only Indonesia and Turkey, but let's face it, not enough to offset China's figures. As for the main drivers, we have the same subheading for both Vietnam and Indonesia. So we are talking about subheading 950300. And guys, with this last product being covered as well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you've liked it. Don't forget to hit those small vanity buttons below this video. And as usual, until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.